Hey folks, it's Teddy of Swing Hill Studios here. I hope you're doing well. It's been a minute, and the reason for that minute is because of adulting. That includes gigs. This video is a very, very special video because it's an unboxing, and a proper unboxing in my opinion. And what we are unboxing is this. And what makes the video special is because it's coming from the point of view of a musician that does not have a treated room. So we'll see how this sounds, and I'll be comparing it to my Yamaha dynamic mics, the Yamaha MZ105Be and also the Yamaha MZ104, as well as the Audix i5. I do not have 57s. I started with an Audix i5, so do with that what you will. But I'm really, really excited about this mic because I recently bought a used pair of first gen Lauten LA-120s from my friend Steven Taylor out in Nashville. If you're not hip to Steven, huge YouTube drummer, great guy. Shout outs to Steven, my guy. But he sent them to me. I bought them and I was blown away. Like I was already hip to Lauten, but a lot of their mics are, not going to front here, out of my price range. And the LA-120s were more reachable. So when I hooked them up, I'm sorry I'm making this a little bit of a review, I was blown away by just how flexible those mics were as far as getting the overhead sound that I want, or overhead sound that I hear in my head, out into the real world. Okay, if that makes sense. But without further ado, let's get all this stuff out the way. Do an unboxing first. Of course, I'll provide timestamps, so if you want to skip all the blah, 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 you can just hear my mediocre playing, and you will be the judge of how this baby sounds. Because I've never owned a dedicated snare mic that's also a condenser either. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so here's the Lauten Snare Mic. There's even no complicated numbers or nothing. You just call it the Snare Mic by Lauten. So we're just unboxing this junk. All right. So welcome to the family. Registered QR code. Brian Lautenschlager. Is it Lautenschlager or Lautenschlager? I don't want to, disrespect people's names because there's power in names. But oh, that was super churchy of me to say, but it's true. Let's see what we got here. Saving this. I put these in my drum cases because I live in the Mid-Atlantic. So we got a Lauten Audio cloth. Let's see what this is talking about. Hold on, I'm reading it backwards. Care for snare. All right, there we go. Care for snares. This is actually fire. So care for snares. I already have an idea of what I want to use this for. Kind of like a drum tortilla thing. But this is a really nice touch. I really like this. And then there is the mic itself. Sorry if you hear mic noises. So I'm loving the fact that it already has a dedicated bag. So that's a plus. And then here, wow. here's the mic. Here's the mic itself. Has switches, so low pass, high pass filters, and then the mount, really smooth, really nice. I don't want to take it apart. Of course, I'm keeping the box. I tend to keep things. I keep the 10. Keep the 10. I tend to keep price tags and things like that if I spend a huge amount of money on gear. So of course I'm keeping the box, just in case I have to move or anything like that. And that's the adapter. Of course I'm gonna have to take this UK adapter out, but I'm keeping that. In fact, let's just throw this in the box. But this is really nice. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's straight up beautiful. The fact that this has filters on it is crazy. But what sold me on this mic, other than having Tommy Igoe talk about it, is the fact that, like, I watched all the videos that are out so far about it. It's the rejection. So for those who are like pro engineers that know their frequencies and things like that, my candy out there. That's so important. They know that snare drum mics are known to pick up the hi-hat. And there are so many methods that engineers have done to reduce bleed. And supposedly, this has tons of rejection on it. And that's one of the main reasons why I bought this snare mic. I bought this snare mic. So I'll be the judge of that. And to give you folks a heads up, this mic will be going into my Army Octamic D. I don't have an Octamic 2, it's Octamic D. And my audio interface is a Motu 8 Pre ES. I do not have any Series 500 outboard gear. I have no compressors. I have no hardware. Everything is mostly in box. So that's the mic, man. This is crazy. This is one thick boy. Super thick. With 2 Qs. Not C's, just 2 Qs. That's the next step up, you know what I'm saying? But let's put this on a mic stand and see how it sounds, shall we? Oh yeah.
Okay, so you heard all the comparisons. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Tell me which snare mic you liked. Not because of the price, but because of what your ear is going for. Also, if you're wondering where the SM57 is, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the video. Well, not I don't know, but I don't remember. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but the Audix i5 was my first snare mic. So I never really went out to get a SM57. Played enough gigs with an SM57, done enough studio sessions with an SM57. I just didn't really feel the need to get one. I already know what it sounds like, and I kind of like getting stuff that not a lot of people have. But that's just me. As far as the snare mic, I'm blown away. What you heard was I didn't mess with the filters at all. What you heard was the mic completely as is, out the box. All the snare mics you heard had no EQ, no compression. The only thing that had slight EQ was the kick drum. That's about it. All the snare mics went into my Army Octamic D, and it's connected to my Motu 8 Pre ES via light pipe, and I also have it connected to a word clock by Blackline Audio, which is the Microclock Mark II. As far as my personal opinion, my favorite mic for the context of this track, first place would be the snare mic by Lauten Audio, but also the Yamaha MZ104. It just worked in the context of this track, and also the rejection was really, really good on this. But if we want to speak for rejection's sake, the Audix i5 would come in first place, in my opinion. Then these two would be in second. And then the MZ105Be would be last. But as far as like overall sound and presence just from the get-go, of course, this, and I just bumped my hand into that. But yeah, the snare mic, and for my ears, the MZ105 also did the job. If you want a video about these Yamaha microphones and how I came across them, let me know in the comments. I will make a video. I'm actually working on a video that involves not only my Yamaha snare mics, but also my Yamaha tom mics. I'm getting distracted, but these Yamaha mics are no joke either. But that's all the details, really. And this is how the snare mic sounds on my voice. I don't have a bassy voice at all. The only time it's really bassy is when I wake up, but that's about it. But for the fact that I don't have a pop filter on it, I'm sure it doesn't sound bad. I mean, it's built to handle, ridiculous amounts of sound pressure levels from a snare drum. And if you don't know anything about Lauten microphones, they're based in Silicon Valley in California. And I also learned that a lot of their stuff is heard on the Foo Fighter records. In fact, the late great Taylor Hawkins had a pair of like prototype Lautens that he used, and apparently they sounded incredible, and all the Foo Fighter stuff sounds great. If you haven't checked out Sound City, the story of Sound City Studios in California, check it out. It's a great documentary that the Foo Fighters are involved in, as well as other artists. But the Foo Fighters, yeah, also, I mentioned earlier in the video, I also have a first gen pair of LA-120s. Great overhead mics, and they also come with omnidirectional capsules, so you can swap out the cardioid capsules for omnidirectional capsules, and you use them as room mics, which is really, really cool. I'm nerding out too much. I'm very distracted. I'm sorry. If you watched through all of this, you are the real MVP. Quick reminder, I am not a Lauten artist. This is not sponsored by Sweetwater. Hopefully one day, if I get enough subscribers and followers and all that stuff, Sweetwater might come to me and be like, hey, how do you want to get some affiliate links with us? Blah, blah, blah. Only time will tell when that will happen. But this is just my honest opinion on this great microphone. And if you're serious about your craft and serious about your sound or serious about your equipment, definitely give Lauten microphones a looky-loo. And also check out this snare mic. If you don't have the money for the snare mic, the Audix i5 is a great option. Of course, the SM57 is a great option. And if you come across any of these Yamaha microphones, scoop them up. They're hard to come by, but there's a lot of great snare drums for this market, and it's cool to have a dedicated dynamic microphone, but every drummer should have at least one dedicated condenser microphone for their snare drum as well. I'm curious how this will sound straight on the shell with a dynamic mic on top, but that's probably another idea for another video. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for being patient with me and watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you soon. But always keep this in mind. Play what you mean and mean what you play. Teddy out. Peace.